Hey guys, thanks for watching another video. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Got a few other videos on the car so far. Last one we did was we blacked out the emblems with some Plasti Dip. It's holding up pretty well. We've washed the car. It's been raining here for a week. Looks good as new. And in today's video, a few people ask what I used to lower the car. What it was, I ended up using the Steeda Progressive Sport lowering springs. It's 1.1 in the front, a 1-inch drop in the back. I think it fits the car perfectly. The other thing I did get is, if you look in here, it has the 1-inch spacers, or 25mm spacers, just to bring the tires out. Makes it nice and flush. If you look in here, it's a pretty good gap. Put your finger in here. It's just slightly tucked up, but not right under the fender. That's not what I wanted to go for. So I went with these springs. You can see the back as well. Tucks a little more than the front. Had no rubbing issues or anything like that. There's pretty solid bumps and a lot of speed bumps around where I live. It goes over with no problems. You can see there's no scuffs or anything on the tires. We're not hitting anywhere. Gives it a lot more aggressive stance. With the 19s, 18s, and 19s, they're pretty low already stock, but this gives it just that extra little bit. Alright, this is with the wheel cranked as far as it'll go one way. You can see on the front, it is pretty close. That's like a finger, not even a finger width. But you can see on the inner fender there, it's never hit. A little dirty, but that's about it. On this side you got tons of room over here. I'll just go around, show you the other side. See, lots of room over here. And about the same gap on the other end. Finger width. I'd say not quite an inch, a little less than an inch of room. So yeah, and that's with the wheel cranked as far as it'll go over. So unless you're doing some crazy turns and track, maybe you might hit it, but otherwise it's good. So one other thing a lot of people ask is, with the 1-inch drop in the front, how your clearance is. And like I said a little earlier, I go over a lot of speed bumps. I live in a townhouse complex. They put in about 50 times too many. Slow everybody down so we don't run over the kids. And I've never hit or bottomed out on any of them. You still have a pretty good gap under there. You can see the front splitter has no scrapes or anything on there. Same with the exhaust. I got aftermarket exhaust. Hangs a little lower than stock. I don't know if you can really see it, but I've hit the exhaust once and it was one of those big, long, weird speed bumps. And I was going a little quicker than I should have, but that's on me. So yeah, for anybody who's looking to lower their car, I'll put the link in the description for the actual set that I ordered. Got it off of CJ Pony Parts. I know this car doesn't have MagneRide, so it sits a little lower than cars with MagneRide. I know there's a couple videos on YouTube with the people that use these for their MagneRide cars. It's about a 1/4 inch, I'd say, up from where this one sits compared to without the MagneRide. So yeah. I also got it aligned. Some people say you should, some say you shouldn't. It was $200 Canadian for all four, so it's not too bad. I'll jump in and grab the spec sheet and show you how off it was, and you guys can decide if you think you need to spend the cash to align yours or not. Alright guys, just jumped in the car. A little quieter, I know they're doing construction down there. We'll let you see, I went and got it aligned. You can see on the top here, that's your initial, what it was when it went in, final, and the specs that Ford recommends. So your front and rear, you can see it was pretty close to what it should have been. Some of them were a little bit off, but not by very much. Your secondary angles. I'll go slow. If you want to read it, just pause the video or whatever you want to do. But for me, this is probably close enough that I wouldn't have bothered getting it aligned if I knew. Save yourself $200, and with that little bit of a difference, your tires are going to be fine. It's not going to wear them unevenly. Okay, we'll take it for a little ride. See how the handling is with the springs. Cruising, I'd say it's about the same as stock. But around sharp corners or windy roads, you can definitely tell it's a little more planted. Not a huge difference, but it's definitely there. They are considered a sport spring, so it's more, I guess, towards the track version, other than the drag springs. The road's a little bumpy. If you've ever driven the stock Mustang, it's about the same. The ride's not the smoothest in the world in the first place, so if you're installing these, it's not the end of the world. I know a lot of reviews say that the ride's really stiff and you won't like it, but I didn't notice too much difference. You can definitely tell it's tighter in the curves, so that's a bonus. And the other thing I forgot to mention, I didn't do an install video, but if you're installing them yourself, installing these yourself, you need deep sockets. My set didn't have the sizes I needed. I think it was a 22 or a 23 to get the front strut off, plus to get the control arm off you need a wrench and a deep socket. But for the other part of it, the rear end is alright. You have to drop the whole rear end in order to get the spring out. That's why they recommend you get it aligned. But as long as you got a bit of an extension and a breaker bar, because they're pretty tight, then you should be good to go. There's lots of install videos. I know CJ Pony Parts done about 2 million of them. Then you got Xander, he does a lot of his own stuff as well. If you're watching this channel, I'm assuming you know about their channels, so check it out. It took me probably about 3 hours. I had to run to the store a few times, like I said, need some of the other sockets, so if you have the right tools and maybe a lift would help, then I'd say a good 2 hours in your driveway, you should be able to get her done. But yeah, handling wise, definitely tighter in the corners. Wheel spacers, some people say they make a difference. They didn't make much of a difference. I can't feel anything. Just looks wise for me. getting the progressive springs, the sport ones, and your linear drag springs. I do drag race the car a bit. I heard they had a lot stiffer ride, and this one, you can see it hooks the same. I know the drags are supposed to be a little bit stiffer, so you plant and go a little easier, but I'm not full race car. I don't have any turbos or anything coming in there. I go on my weekends when I have a chance. So. These are better everyday springs, I'd say. If you want to go to the track, they're decent for the track. You want to go to the drag strip, decent for the drag strip. So you can't really go wrong. So, like I said before, if you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe. We're about 250-ish now. So as the channel grows, so does the car. Make sure you try to help out. Maybe we can get to that 1,000 mark soon. Any cash that comes off the channel goes into the car. Thanks for watching, guys.